Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit more about some of the, that was a very brief intro by me, so tell us a little bit more about some of the work that you're doing.
Sure. I mean, I think the thing about our work is like not enough people know who we are and what we do, or they're like, you're just part of District 65. We're an independent grant-making organization. And our whole theory is like, if you want strong public education in Evanston, you need to support our teachers, because a teacher is going to be in that classroom for 35 years. And so why wouldn't you want your kid's third grade teacher to have what they need to teach the kids in Evanston and to teach all kids in Evanston? And so really that is what we do. We feel like we do this grassroots funding, and as you said, like to get projects started sometimes, to give teachers the ability. We have a lot of teachers who are like, listen, the Fed said we have to do this, and then the state says this and this and this, and by the end of the day, I want to spend this time with kids, and there's no time to do it. Can I do it after school? And we're finding so many of our educators are like, can I just spend extra time after school working with kids? And there is no one better that you want working with your kids than a teacher. If you need your kid to learn how to read, you want a teacher staying after school and teaching them how to read, or teaching them to do the math, or doing all of those things to enhance their school experience. So that's what we do at Foundation 65. We allow educators to feel this agency to get the work done that they feel like is necessary.
And why is it, that's interesting that you have to start an organization to help teachers. Isn't that interesting that you have to start an outside organization to
Well, they're usually
support
reaching in their own pocket, right? If
Yes.
you talk to an educator, they're like, so I found there was this deal at a Walmart 45 miles away where I could buy notebooks for 20 cents. I've heard educators saying that to me. So in the beginning, when I came to Foundation 65 6 years ago, I said, you know those things that you pay for out of your own pocket? Come to me and let me give you money for that. Because I had a teacher during the pandemic. She said, I send books home with kids, and because in my class of students, like 2/3 of them do not speak English the day they walk in my door, but I get them all on grade level by the time they leave the second grade. And she said, but I send these books home, and I can spend like 20 hours trying to get the books back, right? Or I could just be like, let me focus on teaching. And I was like, so you need $500 so that the books don't come back, you're all right with it. As I'm in the pandemic, digging under the beds, looking for the library books that we can't find, and the library, I mean, my family will tell you, the library calls me every week to threaten me for the books we have not returned. So I thought this teacher, for $500, she didn't have to go in her pocket and replace those books. And she was able to give the kids what they needed that year. That's simple.
Right, and we are back. Thank you all again for being here in our audience. We've had some fantastic guests so far. Thank you to Alicia for telling her story about Foundation 65. And now
I would think the world would know about that foundation.
I would hope the world would know about that
The
foundation.
world needs to know about that
100%, 100%. And you know what I also found interesting about that conversation is that I would love to see those teachers that are going above and beyond and doing that after school programming, that they get compensated for their time.
Absolutely.
Because as much as I am all for people doing good work, when you're doing good work, you should be compensated for it, because that's your time that you're putting into this.
Absolutely, because it's gold that's sitting right here
100%,
that they
100%.
pour into,
That's-
that
yeah,
the
no.
teachers pour into.
Yeah.
So we need to welcome our guests right here.
100%, yes. We're joined by Ezra, Phoenix, and Eleanor. So I'd say give them a round of applause for joining us today.
Yes.
Yeah, so how are you all feeling today? Thank you for joining our show. How are you
Yes.
doing?
Good.
Good.
So what school do each one of you go to in District 65?
I go to shoot.
Mhm.
I also go to shoot.
Okay.
Lots of shoots. I forgot what year. Do you all have us? Eagles? Okay. My younger brother went to shoot.
My sister went to shoot. Mhm.
So we've got some shoot folks up here.
Any shoot people out there? Yeah. Right. Shoot,
Oh my
shoot,
goodness,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
we've got a lot. We just heard Alicia talk a little bit about Foundation 65 and some of the programs and how they're supporting your teachers. Could you all talk about your experiences with some of your teachers, you know, the highlights and what have they been doing to really keep you engaged and motivated to want to be in school?
They definitely like put a lot of work into the things that they teach us.
Mhm.
Like they prepare the slideshows, they do a lot of things to make sure that we understand what we're learning.
That is awesome. That is absolutely, who's one of your, well, no, I shouldn't ask who's like your favorite teacher, but. Yes, you do see the work that they're really pouring in, yes.
I think it's great because like if you have any questions about any assignments that you have in class or like students and me, we feel comfortable asking the teachers about like assignments and stuff like that because like the connections to the teachers.
How do they connect? Like, how do they connect with you?
Because they let us know that it's okay to ask questions, stuff like that. They're like, if you don't understand an assignment, they don't want you just lying around, like not doing anything.
Oh, that's, back in my days, you didn't do it, they just kind of, you just in trouble. Yeah, that's awesome. That's Ezra?
Yeah, they find really creative ways to teach you too. Like they can do stuff like there's these websites where you can like go into a game called like Ginkits, Blookits, and Cahoots, where like it would quiz you on stuff and you like play games together, like fighting or like parkour and stuff. And I just really like how they do that, just how they yeah.
Yeah, yes. Technology is going to be interesting for you all's generation. Is AI in the classroom right now, or? No. You get in trouble for that?
Some people try to use like ChatGPT for their essays and it doesn't slide. The teachers can tell. They can tell.
If you get caught, it's over.
It's over. It's over.
Not that I know.
Just
I love that though. No, I found it because you all, I'm assuming you're in school or were in school during COVID. My experience during COVID was in college, so a very different experience, right? But I remember when there was our accounting class, and it was the first exam that I had ever taken virtually, and our exam grades went from about, like a C plus 77% average for the class to like a 93% average. And that was because there was no lockdown browser, you could do whatever, and you could just Google the answers, and so the averages just shot up, right? And it was like that, where they figured out, okay, all right, this doesn't work anymore. So, ChatGPT, I remember when it like first blew up and people were really excited, like, oh, I can make essays. And then your teachers are like, okay, it just doesn't sound like my class whatsoever. So we're gonna add some checking, and I'm gonna have to look at it a little bit closer. But it seems that even if that's easier, because I know it was easier for me in college when I was really busy, but it helps you learn instead of relying on something to kind of build out your essay.
I'm curious to see what you all want to do. What are your dreams when you get older? Considering we have AI and all this technology, like what do kids your age dream about being, as opposed to when I was, it was like fireman, teacher, businesswoman, man, but now it's like a whole other world. So I'm really curious, the minds of the kids today.
Well, personally, I haven't really figured that out yet.
And that's okay. Some of us haven't figured it out. Yes.
But when I was like really little, I wanted to be a doctor because like I thought the tools that the doctors used were cool. So I'm like, that's really cool. I want to be a doctor. But now I'm like, well, the robots are obviously going to take that over. So what will I do now?
Right. See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, so what happens with all the kids that want to be doctors, with the robots taking over? Interesting. So you have to get on the technology side of it, I guess.
So you
No?
can
Oh.
fix, so she can fix the machines that fix the operation.
To program the AI, or is that how AI works? You program it? Oh, people like, sure.
I was gonna say, Malika, your guess is as good as mine.
Right, right. It's almost like an alien, or I don't know what it is exactly, but I do like it. Yeah.
I agree. I'm not sure what I want to be when I grow up, but 'cause there's a lot of options. But
Oh,
when
I
was,
love
when I was little, I wanted to be a motorcycle dribbling a basketball.
that. A motorcycle?
When I was little, I wanted to be someone riding a motorcycle while dribbling a basketball.
Oh.
Just like full time, all the time,
When I was
every
in high
day.
school, that's what I want to be when I grow up, but I don't know about that.
Be impressive.
It said it'd be impressive.
I
Yes,
feel
it
like you'd
would.
make a good amount of money if you could do that too. That would be impressive.
And AI can't take that over.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, also I haven't really thought about that yet. I haven't paid any attention. Nothing's stood out that I thought like I need to be this when I grow up. I just thought like if I grow up and am able to like take care of my money, have enough to like buy myself food, have a home and stuff.
Wait, how old are you?
12.
Hey, you've got your priorities lined up.
And, like, as long as I'm happy, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
No. I know some folks that are not financially prepared enough to figure out where the food is going to come from. And they spend it some other ways. So no, you're spot on already, 100%. We talked a little bit about like some of the in classroom stuff. Do you all do any extracurriculars, whether it's like sports, any clubs?
I'm not really a big sports person, but I do stuff like drama club,
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. I'm really into the theater.
Great, great, awesome. We got Northlight coming, downtown Evanston, with the kids. Do you go to Northlight at all, to the theater, to the shows?
Don't know what that is.
Oh, we gotta hook you up. All right.
I don't take part in any extracurricular activities in my school, but I really want to join a club. But I haven't really found any clubs that I found interesting yet. But I really like to make art and things like that. So if there's like an art club or anything like that, I'm probably going to join it.
Oh, awesome. Well, we have some artists out here that help kids who want to get involved in that. So it might be something outside of school, maybe, you want to get involved in. Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, I'm also not in any extracurricular activities. I just nothing looks like super interesting to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if they do anything like geography, I would definitely join. I just love geography, love studying it, go to competitions for it. It's nice.
Maybe you need to start something. You started it.
Can't do that.
Maybe. And so do you all find like your teachers in D65 really pour into like your interests and really want to nurture that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. A lot of the teachers run clubs.
Mhm.
Like you can go to a teacher and be like, "Hey, I want to do this club," and they'll be like, "Okay, maybe we can do that." Like, yeah, I know a couple people who like started their own clubs. Like, there's a Taylor Swift club that someone
Taylor
at my
Swift club.
Yeah, someone at my school started.
All right. I like one Taylor Swift song.
You're gonna have to,
Really?
I was gonna say, you're gonna have to edit that out.
Right.
There's gonna be some Swifties that are very upset at you for
That's
saying
impressive
that.
that you only know one Taylor Swift song.
Well, I said I like one Taylor Swift song.
I was concerned. Because
You love her.
I don't,
Oh, you don't?
but it's very popular.
Yes.
And like, if you turn on the radio, it's like Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Or
she
Chop
is
World.
everywhere. She is. She has a song called Safe and Sound. It's just so beautiful. And it makes me think of my family and I want them safe and sound. It's just a really beautiful song. You should check that one out. It's nice.
I I also agree with Eleanor. Like, you could create any club at shoot as long as you can find like some educational purpose, and you find a teacher to sponsor that club, you could just create it. So I think that's great because, like, for example, if some kids, like for example, when we at Ezra, we haven't found a club that we find interesting. So that might inspire people to say, let's start their own.
Start their own. What would be like one that you are thinking about starting?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
So many options, so many things to think about.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if you want to go up to a teacher and request something, they don't just like say they're gonna get to it, but then never do. You're just waiting there for a response. They like maybe consult to their boss and stuff, ask like what they could do, and it can be like really easy to start a club. Like how I don't know her name, but the person who started the Taylor Swift club, she just went up to a teacher, asked to make a club about Taylor Swift, and then boom, there was a Taylor Swift club.
No, I mean, yeah, back in, I know at ETHS we had thousands of clubs.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing going into college. You had anything and everything. There were, people that would go and sword fight on Saturdays in the middle of the hill, and that was the thing that they really loved to do. There's some people, that they had, the shooting competition clubs, right? And I had
Ooh,
known
that's
somebody.
not talking about
Yeah,
the
that is,
same.
so it's like you have anything and everything. And coming, as you all grow older, you're going to be exposed to people that have like those different interests. And some of those interests are going to align with what you all want to do, and you find, that community.
We hear so much controversy around D65. It's beautiful to hear the testimony of 3 of the students from D65 who feel like they're being poured into and developed, and they know that they have time to make choices and know that they have options and, be as creative as they want to be wherever they want to go. So I think D65 is doing pretty darn good. I think this is like an example of that. So absolutely. And Foundation 65 pouring into the teachers to help them. Absolutely. So, oh no, I was going to ask something, but I don't want to ask the kids that. It was political. But you guys go ahead.
Oh, you're going to point to the
Yeah.
political-oriented person to ask the non-political question? I appreciate that. No. But you all are in shoot, you're in middle school. Are you all feel excited, ready for that next stage of you're almost to high school? And that's a big jump.
4 more years to be taken care of.
Oh yeah, no, and then you are
It's a
out in the
wrap.
real world. So I know firsthand there's like the jump of going from middle school to high school, that's big, and then you go from high school to college, and then you can pretend to be an adult while not being an adult in college, and then you get out of college, and then it's like boom, being an adult is no longer fun anymore. And then you're in the real world and you got bills to pay. But are you all excited for high school coming up?
No.
I like the honesty.
I am not excited,
No?
because it seems really scary. Also, that school is so big. I was in it for 15 seconds and I got lost. Like, it was not a good experience for me. But I know that I'll probably get used to it, and my friends are going there, so I'll make it.
You'll make it. We all got lost. I got lost at
Oh.
ETHS. Everybody got lost at ETHS. Your freshman year, didn't you get lost?
How many students
Yes.
are,
Yes, it's a huge school.
how many students are in that school?
It's
How
I
many
think like
billion?
She said 1 billion.
I think it's usually around 3,000 to like 3,500. I feel like it. I know that at one point during the 60s there were about 7,000. That's like the capacity of ETHS is that much.
My graduating class, I think, was 720.
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
I saw people at graduation I had never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how big it is. But it's a beautiful thing because it's just this big open space, a whole new world opening up to you. And it is scary, but once you get in there, it doesn't even seem that big anymore. It won't even seem that big anymore. It won't. You're like, okay, I'll take your word for it.
I think I could be ready, but I'm also not sure because I didn't think, coming out of elementary school, I didn't think I was ready for middle school either. But like after once middle school started, I actually got like used to it. And it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. So I think maybe that's probably the same attitude I'm have about high school. But I'm not sure because I don't know what to expect.
Just be open. Gonna learn a lot, meet a lot of new people, other kids from D65, and yeah, it's you're gonna have a great time and learn a lot.
Yeah, I just don't really feel like I'm ready to go to high school. It just seems so chaotic, just like thousands of students. Thousands of students, tiny little hallways all over the place. It's gonna take like 10. What if you have a class at the 3rd floor at the very side of the school building, and then you have another class at the 1st floor at the very other side of the school building? What do you do? And you have like
Run.
2 minutes.
You gotta run.
I mean, like you can't
Full minutes
because like
between classes.
It's 5 minutes between.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they have like 10-minute passing periods for a reason.
yeah, that's good.
Well, I was in I don't know if they still have Boatwood at ETHS. Do they still have Boatwood? So that's where they put all the freshmen. And I took radio and TV and drama theater, all that was in the annex way on the other end. So that was the only time I could leave Boatwood, and I had to haul butt to get to class on time. And all the freshmen would be out of breath, and we had to carry books. Do you all do books? No. We had our book bag and all these big, thick, heavy books. Oh my gosh. And I had to run.
Coming from swim unit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, swim unit and running to like the other side of the school, and you're wet and it's bad, and I'm, didn't want to be there anymore. I'm like, nope, this is my worst passing period ever. But it starts to feel small once you get in there, and I think it's a good, like, I came from a private Catholic school where we had a graduating class of 30, and then going to ETHS where, I had like 700, 800 people in my class, right? So that was a big jump for me. But, you get adjusted to it, and then it prepares you for the real world. I mean, we do, folks always say, Evanston is this bubble. But I do think that it's a good representation for how the larger world works. And I mean, I felt prepared once I came out of Evanston to take that next step in understanding, like, hey, go to school in Indiana. I've got people that live in Indiana and don't think like I do, or may just approach life differently than I do. And they go and farm, and during the fall, they, go home to till the crops. And that's not something that I ever did. But, that's just how people are.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited for you when I see young people in like your future. I'm just excited for you, for what's to come when you get to high school, when you leave high school. I mean, enjoy this time, really. Enjoy it, like embrace it. I know it seems scary and you might think life gets a little overwhelming at times, but let me tell you, enjoy where you are. There's adults in here agree with me? Enjoy the journey of your youth, and I'm relieved to hear that D65, the teachers and organizations like Foundation 65 are really pouring into you, because I think things have changed a lot since I was in school. The teachers weren't really supported, and they were always going on strike, and it was just really, really difficult. So this is comforting to hear.
From what they said, it sounds to me like their teachers are taking a vested interest in not only the education aspect, but their personal space and well-being, their varied interests.
They're committed, like you said. They're committed to their job.
And I'm not saying that ETHS is a small school, but Lane Tech, my graduating class was over 1,000.
Oh. Lane Tech is a good school.
But if I remember correctly, ETHS is the largest high school under one roof in America, and Lane
Yeah.
Tech is number 2. So
Yeah.
I'll take that as
So
a
we
win
got
for
you.
Evanston. Got you beat there, Roger.
Right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It opened my eyes to what's going on in DC. I hear so many things, so this gives me a whole other perspective on it. And I wish you all the best. And yes, the world, you have tons of options, so enjoy this one. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming, y'all. And we'll be right back.
That's right.